What up, YouTube? Today's video, I want to talk about this theory or thought that came across my mind. Now, you know, uh, I say, and a lot of other people say that the world we live in is holographic. And when I say holographic, I'm not trying to like sound like a crazy person or anything like that. I mean, like, really holographic because holographic, well, something that's holographic is like a reflection that bounces off a spectrum of light. You see, and the world we live in is a holographic world because it bounces off a spectrum of light, which is the sun, because the sun in the sky is really a holographic projection from the inner sun, which is Rainbow City, inner Earth, whatever you want to call it. Now, basically, I'm saying like I came up with this thought, like I made a video about cyber cloning, like how they can upload 3D images of a person and then just download their conscious into that body. You know what I'm saying? That's holographic, like projections. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like this, right? Think about it like this, right? This is like a perspective that I came up with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it's true and I'm not saying it's false because you can't take a possibility and cross it out with a impossibility. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying that it's 50-50 that anything is possible in this world. You see? I'm just saying this is just a thought that came across my mind now. Like with all these government shootings and all these false flags, and all these illusions and stuff like that. I was thinking like, what if like all this stuff is like holographic warfare, like on some weird stuff. Like for example, right? Like they get this big stage, which they say staged events, but they get like this big stage, and instead of hiring crisis actors, because a lot of people say they hire crisis actors, but I was thinking like, instead of hiring crisis actors, what if they like came up with like a holographic stage where they could upload images of people that they created in their laboratory and then like download just like a random person's conscious into them so they can act a certain way. And it's like, what if they're actually uploading these holographic wars and stuff like that, like these holographic false flags? Like, I'm not saying it's fake, but like the attacks that been happening in Paris and stuff. Like, what if it was like on a holographic stage and they was uploading 3D images to make it seem like this was happening? Like, for example, it was just like this little project that was done in China, and like I guess like the Chinese government had came up with a holographic palace, and they put it over this like river or whatever, and they wanted to see if people would be able to tell if this was a hologram or was this a real building. And a lot of people was able to tell that it was a hologram. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if they could do stuff like that, I'm pretty sure that they could upload 3D spectrums of people and download people's conscious into them so they could act a certain way. That's what I was thinking, like with this Pokemon Go. Like people don't even understand, like Pokemon Go, in order for it to work, it's running off a hologram. You see what I'm saying? Like people don't even understand that for it to be 3D, to come into your reality and you to see it, it has to be literally like a hologram. So it's like holographic warfare. Like that's what I was thinking because I think it's possible. It's just a random thought that came in my mind. Like I wouldn't be surprised that like all these little false flags that they're doing, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like holographic warfare. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the first person to talk about this, because everybody else talking about all this other stuff, But I really think it's just like I think it's just a holographic false flag. Like instead of hiring real people, because in like these staged events, just like wrestling, NBA, NFL, NHL, baseball, whatever, right? Like all this stuff staged, right? Blah blah blah. Fascism, this organized sports, whatever, right? It's fascist, but think about it. In staged events, no matter how much you plan something, plans always go wrong. You gotta set goals. You see what I'm saying? So think about it like this: if you in the WWE, right, and they got a staged event for this person to win or whatever, sometimes you still get a broken nose. Sometimes you still get a broken arm. You see what I'm saying? Because it can't always be staged, especially when you're using real people, because it's just gonna like you gonna get hurt. Because while you trying to make it look real, you might actually get hit by a chair. You know what I'm saying? You might actually get thrown off the cage. You see what I'm saying? Like things happen. So instead of using that liability and what I'm saying, if they trying to trick people by doing a false flag, instead of using humans, why wouldn't they just use holographic images to make it look real? You see what I'm saying? That's just the thought I came up with. I call it holographic warfare.